All right, no proclamations tonight. First up is public comment for pre-registered citizens for matters appearing on the agenda and other public comment. First to the mic is Jay Cronenwetter.
Good evening. Jay Cronenwetter. I live on Sturgeon Eddy Road here in Wausau. And I'm here to speak on the Bridge Street mission and essentially my concerns about the contract that has been put forward here. First off, I'd like to commend the members of the Finance Committee who attempted to table this because, as is a continuing tradition in this chamber, you are rushing to vote on things that have just been put into a packet, and in this case, it's a contract with like $1 million or $1.2 million worth of taxpayer money that I don't believe any of you possibly could have seriously reviewed. I'm a trained lawyer. I had a little bit of a heads up and had a chance to review it, and what I found is that it's a very sloppy document in a lot of respects. In fact, even just the citation of a right to cure when you have a violation of the contract cites the wrong section of the contract. It just has the wrong number. They're just, basic errors like that. But, the fundamental problem here, in my eyes, has to do with the absolute lack of employee protections. That is, employees of the Bridge Street mission that you are looking to contract with. I think that when we spend public money that is going to be used to employ citizens in this town, we need to respect their rights as workers. Sad fact is under state and federal law, Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, as well as the Fair Employment Laws of Wisconsin, no longer
Thank you for joining. We'll let the people in the meeting know that you're here.
Sorry, Jay.
If you want to let them in, that's fine. Otherwise, okay, so, the problem here is that by Bridge Street Mission's own mission statements, things that are publicly available online, they indicate that they will not hire homosexuals. They indicate that they will not employ people whose sexual behaviors are contrary to their interpretation of the Bible's views on such things. Now, I think as an employer that's disgusting. I think in most contexts, in almost any employment context, that would be prohibited by Title VII of the Civil Rights Act as well as under our state fair employment law. Unfortunately, with the rapidly expanding ministerial exception that the courts are giving to faith-based organizations who take this nonprofit position, those protections are nil. And I would point to the Ninth Circuit of all places. I think ask the city attorney the significance of that in terms of being probably the most liberal circuit court in the country. Just last year, they indicated that when an employee pleads just basic pay discrimination, fraud in promises of employment, promises of future raises and promotions, as well as non-payment of overtime, because they were considered a ministerial employee of this organization, they were kicked out of court. They were not able to sue under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. So as you hand off $350,000 this year, $300,000, or I guess next fiscal year and the year after, et cetera, up to $1.25 million, be aware that you are paying an organization that reserves the right not to hire people based on their religion or their sexuality, to fire them based on their religion or their sexuality. In fact, to violate their rights to just basic overtime pay when they are forced to work more than 40 hours a week, and that they will be denied access to the courts because you decided to contract with a faith-based organization that considers part of their job proselytization. Read the employment advertisements that they have online for positions like case managers and the rest, and you will see that they clearly claim these to be ministerial positions, and they reserve the right to not hire based on their religious beliefs. So I don't think that anyone who respects workers' rights or labor in general should vote a penny to that contract, but an easy fix would be to make these funds contingent on them respecting employees' rights of non-discrimination of the like of Title VII and the state laws. You just need to build them into the contract. So I would urge you to follow Councilman Gisselman and delay this, punt it down the road, and fix a really sloppy contract.